Hey, Julian here. In this Flagship 101 training number 3, we're gonna explore how to implement metrics. But first, what is a metrics and what to do with it? In Flagship, a metric, also named a KPI, is an analytic measure that is used to track and compare performance of your use case to find, thanks to the data in the reporting, the best user experience. Depending on your use cases, your team will need to define the most relevant metrics. It will help everyone take the best decision for your product. To create a metric, you'll need to send it to our Universal Collect. You'll find different types of it in our documentation, including event, page view, screen view, transaction, and item. Flagship is an API-first product, so all the ITs are HTTP post requests too, just like the Decision API. A small JSON payload is required to help Flagship understand who did what. Important note, Flagship doesn't track a user if it is not aware that a user saw a flag. Now, let's go a bit deeper. An event is one of the basic ITs. It can represent a lot of different things, but mainly it is used to track your user actions. With Flagship, it exists two different subtypes of events. Action tracking, when someone directly clicks on a button. For instance, a user click on a CTA, subscribe now, or a user engagement, used to everything that is not a direct user action. For instance, a user actually subscribed to local weather alerts. If you need, you can add a numeric value to an event. Flagship will be able to compute the average value of your metric. By the way, interesting use case here. If you want to compare different search engine or relevance, just say it. Here's an example of a standard event, very basic, named click on story, with all the required parameters. If you're using one of our SDK, you don't have to bother with it, but this is the real HTTP post request. A transaction is dedicated to purchases and everything that is related to money. There is a lot of information that you can add to a transaction IT. Check out our documentation to learn more. A transaction always needs a unique ID. Therefore, a transaction is unique. Here's an example of a transaction named Instant Purchase with only required parameters. An item is related, of course, to a transaction. Thanks to this IT, you can provide to Flagship some data about all items purchased by your user. Same as transaction, you can check out our documentation to know more about all available parameters. Page view, screen view. No need to explain much more, the name speaks for itself. But page view is path related, where screen view is more the name of the page. Usually we use page view for web and screen view for mobile or apps. And ta-da, the example. Finally, let's go to the reporting interface and check out what Flagship can offer. So, as a reminder, each time you set a live use case and selected your metrics, your report will start collecting data. Flagship will collect the number of visitors, how many users have seen your feature or modification, a flag. The number of conversions, how many users did the action you tracked. And finally, the conversion rate, the ratio of users that converted to the total number of users who have seen your flag. If you need to go deeper in your analysis, we saw together in the Flagship 101 training number 2 the importance of the user context. Well, all your data you send to Flagship will be available as filters inside your reporting. It's time for you to implement Flagship and your first use case. So good luck, Captain, and see you very soon.